Welcome to Things Above Podcast. This is the place where things only go up from here. I'm your host, Taylar, and thank you for joining me for another episode. If this is your first time, I want to say welcome. I encourage you to start from episode 1 and work your way up, because after each episode, I want you to feel like you're going higher and higher. And how can you do that? In reverse. So y'all, we finally made it to episode 24. I hope the other episodes have been encouraging you. Let's just get into today's message. Today we will be discussing the topic of wisdom. Wisdom is literally the blueprint, the navigation system on how to get through life in different circumstances, challenges, and it teaches you how to transition safely in different seasons in your life. And you want to know what's the best part about wisdom? It's free. It's not hard to get. All you have to do is ask God to increase you in wisdom. I know that's been one of my biggest prayers, that the Lord will increase me in wisdom, because a lot of times we think we have it all figured out. And the truth of the matter is, we don't have the slightest idea of how to figure some things out, where the outcome is safe and fruitful. So I've been reading in the book of Proverbs, and I think it's Proverbs 2, where it's titled, Wisdom Calls Out. And in this particular chapter, wisdom was calling out in the town square to get people to come and eat with her, to teach them the safe and honorable paths of life. But it seemed as if no one was interested. So basically, wisdom was saying, when trouble and problems overtake you, I will laugh about it. Don't come looking for me, because when I was looking for you, you shunned me, you rejected me. But just like it's not too late back then, it's not too late right now to seek God and get wisdom, and to obtain it at a time when you feel like nothing is going wrong and you feel like you don't need it, because things come up all the time. And spiritual warfare is constant. It takes wisdom to know that when you're in the middle of a spiritual battle, to seek God, to read your word, to fast, to pray. Or let's talk about some physical realm scenarios. It takes wisdom to walk away from an argument that can escalate into something horrible. It takes wisdom to do the right thing when no one is watching. The benefit of it is wisdom allows you to see ahead, to weigh out your decisions and your choices, to look at the whole picture and seeing the glass as half full rather than half empty. In other words, wisdom allows us to see things in a sense from the lens that God sees things. And I encourage you to embrace her and to not run away from her, because there is coming a time where the Holy Spirit will not be here. It'll only be implanted in the people of God. All common sense will be out the window. God is giving people over to reprobate minds, and they're staying in these cycles. We will all need strategies and plans on what to do in apocalyptic events. And truthfully, I believe those times are here. We need to be able to hear the voice of God in all situations. But most of all, we need to answer wisdom's call. She is a part of God's grace to humanity. She is calling. Will you pick up her call? And I'm not saying living a righteous life will always be safe and quiet, but living a righteous life and using wisdom will tell you what paths to take, what risks to take that are worth taking, rather than have us out here making decisions just off of a feeling. And another thing I want to make note of is that knowledge and wisdom is not the same thing. To be knowledgeable is good, but wisdom goes in depth in different scenarios. whereas knowledge is basic. It doesn't give you the full picture, the full scale. Everything with knowledge is just straightforward. And we need perspective on what to do when things don't go as planned. So before I conclude today's episode, I have Bible scriptures, and we're going to be reading from Proverbs 24:3, verses 3 through 14, and it states, "A house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. The wise are mightier than the strong, and those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger. So don't go to war without wise guidance." Victory depends on having many advisors. Wisdom is too lofty for fools. Among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. A person who plans evil will get a reputation as a troublemaker. The schemes of a fool are sinful. Everyone detests a mocker. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. Rescue those who are unjustly sentenced to die. Save them as they stagger their death. Don't excuse yourself by saying, "Look, we didn't know." For God understands all hearts and He sees you. He who guards your soul knows you knew. He will repay all people as their actions deserve. My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to taste. In the same way, wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, you will have a bright future, and your hopes will not be cut short. So, as you see, there are many benefits to having wisdom. But most importantly, what stuck out to me in reading that is wisdom promises you a future, a hope for a future. And things in your life will not be cut short. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want more encouragement, I encourage you to follow me on TikTok at Things Above Podcast. And I renamed it, but it was an accident. But maybe it was something I stumbled upon that I needed to do. And I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at TayJacque22, on YouTube at Things Above Podcast. And last but not least, if you ever want to get in touch with me, my email address is thingsabovewithtaylarjacque@gmail.com. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. This is Things Above Podcast, the place where things only go up from here. I'm your host, Taylar Jacque. Until next time.